How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys Fan. Born to battle. Star on our chest means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the star shines bright, that's when we win. Angry Cowboys Fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan and Cowboys Nation. With the off-season for our Dallas Cowboys quickly approaching, I got to go on record as saying that this off-season will be critical for the 4-year plan for the Brian Schottenheimer regime. The players they allow to test free agency, the players that they decide to retain, it is going to be super important for this front office. Also, after making the Rex Ryan video and hearing Mike Tannenbaum as if he was the GM for the Dallas Cowboys, I decided to record what I would do if I were the GM for the Dallas Cowboys. So let's talk about that a little bit more during this Raw and Uncut. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, Raw and Uncut.
I'm keeping it real. They keep it real. That's real.
All right, Cowboys Nation, first and foremost, allow me to say this. A team's Super Bowl window, it doesn't open because of the play within the first 8 weeks of the season. It can certainly help that you ball out during those 8 weeks of the season, but if an NFL team is trying to shoot for a potential playoff berth or a Super Bowl run, that must start during the offseason prior to the season starting. One thing that the Dallas Cowboys front office has done, and it's done very well, they've always waited, Cowboys Nation. They go on vacation while the first days of free agency start to open. It's as if they take off and they leave their phones in the rooms on the chargers while the other NFL GMs are fast at work trying to better their teams and their team's personnel. Fast at work trying to make their teams even better. The Dallas Cowboys have been known for dragging their feet, dragging out decisions in order to gain more headlines and more controversy within the media, not realizing that the more they wait, the more strenuous the front office makes it for the coaching staff of the team to be able to make those Super Bowl aspirations an actual possibility. So, their first order of business needs to be making a decision on the defensive coordinator position. There's no need to prolong the decisions after the game against the New York Giants. Once the clock hits zeros at MetLife Stadium, the decision needs to be in motion. It needs to be addressed. I understand not making the decision on it until during or after the Super Bowl, but the decision needs to be set in stone come legal tampering time. The second order of business for this Dallas Cowboys team is to make a decision on George Pickens. He has been more than a help for this Dallas Cowboys team this year. He's a leading wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, and he continues to show growth on and off the field. He finally made his first Pro Bowl appearance and could continue to add much-needed talent in the wide receiver room for our Dallas Cowboys. Sure, David Mulugeta is a part of his negotiation team, but if Jerry and Stephen Jones are willing to play ball, then I see them extending George Pickens with a safety hatch in 2028. And that safety hatch is being able to get out of his contract. And I know people are thinking about the franchise tag when it comes to George Pickens, and I don't think that's a good idea, Cowboys Nation. The one who speaks about the franchise tag never seems to understand that the franchise tag is a fully guaranteed contract for 1 year, Cowboys Nation. So if George Pickens gets tagged for $28 to $29.5 million, that's $28 to $29.5 million off the 2026 salary cap. Why do that when you could just sign him for $36 million and lower his cap hit in the first 2 years of his contract with a sign-on bonus while backloading his contract? I'm not a capologist or anything, but it can be done, Cowboys Nation. And on top of that, players who are not adding talent to this team need to be able to test free agency this year. The Dallas Cowboys have been known for keeping players on this roster that don't make too much of an impact positively. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. I'm not going to name names, but it's open to interpretation, Cowboys Nation. The defensive end position, it also can be consolidated in order to have effective players in that position group. Decisions need to be made with the defensive backs on this team as well as the linebackers, Cowboys Nation. They need to be improved throughout free agency in this draft. And speaking of the draft, Cowboys Nation lives in this whole fantasy world that we hit on the draft all the damn time. I mean, I understand that the Dallas Cowboys have drafted the most Pro Bowl offensive linemen, but what about the other positions, Cowboys Nation? What about the last two drafts? You know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at the last two drafts and see who panned out for this Dallas Cowboys team. All right, Cowboys Nation, we over here on drafthistory.com. We're going to look at the last two NFL drafts for the Dallas Cowboys to see who's panned out and who hasn't. So let's go ahead and start with 2025. Up there you see Tyler Booker. Yes, hit. He has panned out for the Cowboys. Donovan Ezeraku. Yeah, he's getting up there. He's trending upwards. You know, he needs more in his tool bag, but he is trending upwards. Siobhan Revel. We don't know. You know, he's coming back from injury, so we really don't know. I mean, he's been out there on the field, but he hasn't had a full offseason and a full training camp to get acclimated to this system, so we really don't know. Jadon Blue. Nope, he hasn't. Shamar James. Not really, but we don't know if that's up to Matt Eberflus and that's Matt Eberflus's doing, or if it's they don't see anything in Shamar James in practice. Or a Johnny Cornelius. Nope. Jay Toya. Nope, not really. Phil Maffa. Even though we want him to. Nope. Tommy Akingbasote. Nope, where is he now? I don't even think he's on the Dallas Cowboys anymore. So we go to the 2024 draft. Tyler Guyton. Yeah, you know, with some help and everything, he could be trending upwards as well. You know, he was injured throughout the majority of the end of the season, but kind of held his own during the beginning of the season. Let's see what he has. Marshawn Nealon. Rest in peace, brother. Cooper Beebe. Hit. Maurice Leofau. Don't really know. You know, they're not giving him the chance to go out there and actually prove himself. He's a special teamer right now, so we really don't know. Kalen Carson's coming off injury. We don't know, you know. Ryan Flournoy. He's trending upwards, Cowboys Nation. He's trending upwards. So then we go to Nathan Thomas. Nope, not really. I mean, they had him in the game, but man, when he's at the tackle position, Dak Prescott was getting murdered. So, you know, it's kind of hard to gauge right now. And Justin Rogers? Who? Do we even know Justin Rogers? I mean, we know Justin Rogers, but damn, he ain't been out on the field this year, really. And I mean, we could go into 2023 with Mozzie Smith no longer being here. Luke Schoonmaker, not really making an impact. DeMarvion Overshown being hurt 2 years out of the 3 years that he's been here, finally able to come back toward the end of the season. Fehoko at defensive end, gone. Hakeem Richards, gone. Eric Scott, gone. Deuce Vaughn, gone. Jalen Brooks, don't know. He might be on the practice squad, but he ain't doing anything effective for this Dallas Cowboys team. So you look at those drafts right there. That shows you that the Dallas Cowboys don't always hit on all of their draft picks. They might hit in the first or second round, but all the other rounds, it's hit or miss, Cowboys Nation. But let's go ahead and get back to the real stuff. You know, Cowboys Nation, I honestly feel that this Dallas Cowboys team could potentially look at getting an edge rusher for the 2026 draft. Seeing the draft capital that the Dallas Cowboys have, it looks as if this roster is going to be filled in free agency. We currently have 2 first-round picks, a 4th-round pick, 3 5th-round picks, and 2 7th-round picks. Anything outside of those first-round picks will be project players that we can only hope will pan out to be an asset for this Dallas Cowboys team in 2026. With one of those first-round picks, though, I'd look to gain either a player and a 2nd or 3rd round pick from a team, you know, kind of closer to the draft, or I would look to trade back in the draft for a desperate team looking to get in that 1st round. I'd give them the Green Bay Packers pick and, you know, potentially go into the 2nd and the 3rd round or the 2nd and get another player. But we have to try and maximize the capital that we do have for this draft in order to have more picks within the first 3 rounds, seeing that we don't have a 3rd round pick because we gave it up for George Pickens. But this offseason is going to be one of the most important offseasons for the Dallas Cowboys in recent history. Seeing that the draft capital that we do have, Will McClay and Jerry Jones are going to have to really hit on both free agency and in the draft in order for this team to make any type of noise in the 2026 season. We can't just sit by and wait for other teams to attack free agency and then we pick from there, from what's left. We can't do that. We can't be the hyenas of the damn league anymore, Cowboys Nation. We have to continue to be selectively aggressive like we showed in the Quinnen Williams trade, as well as the Micah Parsons and Kenny Clark acquisition. We have to pick players that fit the scheme that the defensive coordinator is going to want to put together. Whether that's a new defensive coordinator or it's Matt Eberflus, it's going to be up to Jerry, Steven, and Will McClay to get this team the personnel that it needs in order to be successful. But Stephen Jones has went on record to say that player acquisition is a 365-day-a-year job. Well, Cowboys Nation, he's going to have to prove that if he expects this Dallas Cowboys team to be better than what it was in the 2025 season. So focus on strengthening the defense while trying to keep together the offense that was top 10, top 5 in 2025. If they expect to be competitive in 2026, the job has to start in 2025 all the way through the draft and up into training camp and the preseason. We can't go into the draft relying on UDFAs, the undrafted free agents, to flesh out this roster. It's about time that the Dallas Cowboys front office hit the ground running, because if they don't, we'll be in another wasted year of a prolific offense and a franchise quarterback that's on the other side of the hill. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, this offseason, it's imperative that the front office spares no expense in trying to better this damn team. Do you think that they'll do it, though? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the channel reach its current goal of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video, share this content with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device, make sure you hype this video. Hyping the video will almost guarantee that we'll get more Dallas Cowboys fans over to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. They'll become Angry Cowboys Fan family members, and we can root on our Dallas Cowboys together. And if you are DC for life and you want to see the Dallas Cowboys front office get right to work and extending who needs to be extended while bolstering the defense and free agency, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or film breakdowns. You can catch the Madden 26 and College Football 26 gameplay on the new channel, the Angry Cowboys Fan Gaming channel. I'll put the link to the gaming channel in the description. I know some people have zero faith in Dak Prescott being able to lead this team to a Super Bowl championship, but I do. That doesn't mean that we'll have him forever, though, Cowboys Nation. So, Jerry, Steven, y'all need to get on the good foot before that window of opportunity closes in your damn face for years to come. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys Fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.